Well, we've got another example of ridiculous COVID theatre to share with you. Estimates hearings in the ACT's Parliament were called off yesterday after a complaint was lodged with the Territory's workplace safety regulator about COVID safety protocols. We're told one government minister raised concerns about meetings being held in person. WorkSafe's notice banned the Parliament from undertaking any hearings until a risk assessment has been undertaken, adequate control measures implemented and a consultation undertaken with all affected workers. Let me bring in Elizabeth Lee, who's the leader of the Liberal Party in the ACT. Thanks for joining us on this issue, Elizabeth. Effectively, estimates hearings are so important for the accountability of governments, but you can't get in there and ask any questions because someone's raised the COVID flag about meetings being conducted indoors.
This is an extraordinary situation, Chris, and I don't think that you would see this in any other jurisdiction. We're talking about not only a government minister that instigated this complaint, but the government minister that is actually responsible for workplace safety. Now, this brings into question some alarming issues about the separation of powers and, of course, executive overreach. And the Speaker confirmed that she is seeking legal advice because there may be a Supreme Court challenge. We're talking about a government, Labor Greens government in the ACT, that has been in power for over 20 years. We as opposition have very few opportunities to actually get much scrutiny done, and estimates is one of the key things on the parliamentary calendar that provides the opposition and the non-executive members the opportunity to do that, and that has absolutely been thwarted. So it's an extraordinary, unprecedented situation, and now the evening of day 2 or day 3, that was meant to be of estimates, we're still in the dark about what's going to happen for the rest of the week and, of course, next week.
This is ridiculous. This is using COVID theatre to avoid scrutiny. It would be so easy in your large committee rooms to have people sitting 1.5 metres apart or more, wearing masks if they want to, hand sanitiser, you know the pack drill, yet they're deliberately going down this path.
Yeah, it's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, the ACT Legislative Assembly has been sitting since last year. And in fact, we've put up the partition between the middle table. We've separated all the sitting MLAs as well. So the chamber itself has been under COVID risk assessments and protocols for quite some time. And certainly, my understanding from the Admin and Procedures Committee of the Assembly is that those protocols are regularly reviewed. So this is just outstanding. I mean, we hear the Speaker who made a statement yesterday in the chamber, and to hear that it was instigated by a complaint by a government minister was just shocking stuff. So, the opportunity for us to be able to scrutinise and provide accountability and transparency to the government's budget is thwarted, there's no doubt about it, and now we still are up in the air about how we're going to proceed with this. And Chris, let's not forget that this comes on the back of the budget being handed down earlier this month, where the Attorney-General of the ACT, a very senior cabinet minister, leader of the Greens, and a member of the government's own expenditure review committee made an extraordinary public announcement that he was going to vote against an item of expenditure in the budget. This is extraordinary stuff.
Yeah, you need to be able to put this government under scrutiny. Thanks for sharing this with us, Elizabeth. It's extraordinary. Thanks for risking your life by going indoors into Parliament House, Canberra, to our studio. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Elizabeth Lee there. What a ridiculous situation in the ACT Parliament. No estimates hearings because you don't want people meeting indoors in these scary times.